am here with a super exciting video. I have the new Louis Vuitton beauty release. I have quite a few pieces from it. I got a lot of pieces from the makeup collection. I got eyeshadow quad, I got lipsticks in both formulas, several shades, and I've got the accessories, the leather and canvas accessories that were released with the collection right here in these bags for you. So if you're curious about what shades I got for lipsticks and the eyeshadow quads, and then what kind of accessories that I got my hands on, just continue to watch. Hi my lovely people, welcome back to another fabulous luxury video. It's actually luxury fashion and beauty in this video because I also got some cosmetic pouches and whatnot with this from the collection. As you guys know, or you probably didn't hear, Louis Vuitton just released makeup. Of course, it was just a matter of time. I saw so many people doing videos about how they felt about the collection. I didn't want to do a video like that because there's just really no point in speculating until I could get my hands on it. So I wanted to wait and give you my actual genuine opinion after having used them, after having applied them on my face, and after getting the actual accessories in my hands. So that's what I did. I waited to do this video. Actually, you guys, I got my hands on them like this week, like early this week. By like Wednesday, I had these items and I could have been the first to upload the video, but I have a very busy life. We just moved into a new house. Yay! By the way, the background is empty right now because this, you guys, is actually my closet that I'm in right now. This is an actual room that I'm in. You probably hear a bit of an echo because it's empty right now. Nothing's in here. Well, there are some things in here. So this is a room next to our bedroom that I'm converting into a massive walk-in closet. Stay tuned for that. I just hired a company to do a custom closet for me. Very excited about it, but it's gonna take 4 to 6 weeks to complete, which is the painful part. So you probably see an empty background for like 3 weeks, and then after that I'll probably move to a different place while they finish in here, and then I will be bringing you videos from my new closet. Okay, so it's super exciting to me. So you guys know, maybe you don't know, this collection, the creative director behind this collection is none other than Dame Pat McGrath. Yes, that Pat McGrath, Mother Pat from the Pat McGrath Labs. Yes, so she is the creative mind behind this Louis Vuitton La Butte collection. Okay, so this is very exciting. I gotta say, spoiler alert, that the lipstick formulas and even the eyeshadows to some degree did resemble Pat McGrath Labs formulas a little bit, but they're not exactly the same. Let me tell you how they're different and how they're similar. Okay, I will get into that in the video. So in this collection, you guys, they released 55 lipstick shades, both in the creamy satin and velvety matte formulas. Why 55? It's because LV in Roman numerals stand for 55. So that's why, to kind of symbolize that, they released 55 shades with. I think it was very clever and appropriate. And then there are, I believe, 10 Baume shades released, and then there are 8 LV Ombre eyeshadow quads released in this collection. And I got my hands on quite a few of those. I actually also bought a couple of the leather and, you know, monogram accessories they released with the beauty collection. I got my hands on a couple of them and I will tell you which ones they are here in a second. And of course, you guys, this is no surprise. You know, it was just a matter of time that LV released a beauty collection, because if you know, like Christian Louboutin, Christian Dior, Chanel, all of these fashion houses do also have their own beauty branch or beauty side of the brand, and it was just a matter of time Louis Vuitton got on the boat. And it's very appropriate that Louis Vuitton hired Pat McGrath, because she had been working behind the curtain doing makeup on Louis Vuitton fashion shows for like 20 years. So it makes sense that she's the person they hired. Another very important thing to note is that everything in this collection is refillable, which I very much appreciate, because while the components are very weighty and luxurious, you know, like it's such a waste to have to throw that kind of like component away, obviously. So it's environmentally friendly, like refillable option is very important. This collection also kind of reminds me a little bit, well, the lipstick part of it, like the Chanel 31 La Rouge. All right, you guys, so right here is the makeup. I'm going to show you the eyeshadow palette first, and then we will look at the lipsticks. So here is the eyeshadow palette that I got. I wanted to get more than one, but I wanted to first try one to see if I love it. And then I'm gonna go buy how many ever I feel like getting. I really was attracted to two other eyeshadow quads. One of them had a beautiful maroonish shade. I'll pop a picture of it right here. And the other one I was interested in was the blue quad, because they're very different, you know, like everything else, like the nudes and the, I don't know, roses, like everybody does them, and I have so many of them. So anyway, this is what the component looks like. This got a little bit bent and like smudged a little bit, because I actually just used it obviously to film this video. So this has, you guys, that fleur-de-lis like print with LVs printed right there. I don't know if the camera is capturing it, but yeah, it's there. So the sleeve came off and now I'm taking it out. So there it is. Beautiful component. I love this component. This is really weighty, very luxurious, like heavy component. And look, watch this. It's magnetic and it closes like awesome, like clip, just like that. And then I'm gonna take the protective cover off. Obviously, you guys, I just used this to do this eyeshadow look, so they are used. But I did, on my IG, I posted when I first unboxed this, and I showed what they look like when they were pristine and wasn't touched, you know. So go check that out if you missed that, and if you're not following me on IG, what are you doing? Go follow me there. These are the shades. This is 450 Cosmic Dream, okay? This is what drew me the most out of all the eyeshadow quads, because this is, purple is a story, color story I don't have very much of. So that's the one I wanted to go for, and there they are, the swatches. I don't know if you guys can see this. I'm obviously filming in natural daylight. I'm actually losing light quickly here because I took so long doing the actual application part of the video. So yeah, that's what they look like. Ooh, I love that component. And these are refillable. Watch this. So let me show you how these come off. Oh, you guys, watch this. Okay, so there's a button back here. Watch this. So you push this button. Did you see that? It's actually not push. You pull this down, this button down back here, and then this pops open. Did you see that? So this part pops open, and that's how you refill it. And then you can take this tray out. See right there, when you push this button in the middle, these come off. I just saw them move. So that's how you take and, you know, the parts out and refill it. That's really, really cool. I thought that was really cool. But anyway, love this component. Imagine pulling it out of your purse and like touching up. Usually I don't really bring my eyeshadows with me, but like if it's like a really special occasion, I might. Okay, here's the part I don't like. It came filled with these. You know what this reminded me of? I wonder if Pat's behind this too, because Pat McGrath loves their brand, that brand. When they send things out, they put it in this bedding of like black cut up paper. That used to always annoy me. I don't love this part, but I know it's for the protection of things, so it's a little annoying, that's all. Okay, so I have full 2 lipsticks here, and I have 2 refills. So this is what I got. I got 4 shades. So I did it smart. I wanted to try one of each of everything before I decided how much more I wanted to buy. So I got 2 lipsticks in lipstick shades in the matte formula and 2 lipstick shades in the satin formula. And each of the 2 in the matte formula is a nude and a red, and the other 2 also nude and a red. So I have 1 matte and 1 satin in the red family, and I have 1 matte and 1 satin in the nude family. So that's total 4 shades. So let me show you the components. So this is what they look like. There's a sleeve here, and there's a Louis flower there, and this also has that fleur-de-lis design, and it comes out, and here is the component. So I will tell you my honest opinion on these, even the component. I think this component is absolutely luxurious. You guys see that? That is see-through. You can see the shade through that Louis flower design there. You can see that shade through it, which I love. And this side has the, you know, it says Louis Vuitton, and then it has some other things like where it's made and all that. And watch this. So this is magnetized, obviously. It's a must for luxurious makeup. And this is refillable. As you can see, the component is refillable. It kind of clicks into place like this when it goes in. So this is Rouge Louis. This is the first shade I got. So the number is 854 Rouge Louis, okay? This is matte formula red that I got. Isn't that gorgeous? You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of, this is actually a blue red. Reminds me very much of Pat McGrath's Velvet Matte Lipstick shade Elson. Doesn't it? Doesn't it? Yes, it does. I felt like the Rouge Louis reminded me quite a bit of that shade. So let me do swatches here. I also did swatches during the actual application. I might leave both here for you guys. I mean, seeing it twice isn't a bad deal. This is, I feel like it is a blue red, I feel. So it's actually more neutral than I would say Elson is. Like this one is neither like super blue undertones or super warm undertones like orangey. No. It's like right in the middle, but it leans blue undertones. So this is like a true cool undertoned red lipstick. It's a beautiful, beautiful formula. You will see the daylight application here soon, so be patient. So I will tell you one thing. That the component, while I think it's very luxurious with LV right there, and then of course the Louis designs around it, while it's luxurious, I feel like they missed the mark by not, like, this is so like basic. No, I shouldn't say basic. This is in no way basic. This is gorgeous, but this is what everybody does, right? All the other luxury houses too, and even Pat McGrath, this is what she did. Black component with a pair of lips there, right? Instead of doing that, I felt like it would have made more sense for them to do the same component, but have it like the LV monogram, you know, print on this. That would have been so cool, because you would be able to tell from 100 miles away that it's an LV lipstick. Not that I want it to say that, but it would really be representative of the house, right? The monogram or Damier Ebene or the monogram print on these components with the same gold band would have been so much more cool. Same material and everything. It's not like it was going to be in canvas. Ooh, that would be even cooler actually if they actually made it canvas. But do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like they took the safest route when it came to the component. I mean, they hit every mark with like doing it like, you know, refillable, hefty, this is weighty, nice gold band with the logo and everything. But why not make this monogram or Damier Ebene or something very representative of Louis? You know what I mean? Like, especially kind of paying homage to the the heritage of Louis with the damier bean print and the monogram. Then we have the next full lipstick that I bought. This is the matte shade in the nude. So the one I got in from the nude family is 110 or 110 Vuittonite. Okay, so this is the one, same component. So you push through the sleeve here, and then you have that there, and then you open it up. This is the matte version of the nude lipstick of the 4 shades that I got. Same thing with the, you know, with the refillable component that locks into place. And this is the beautiful, beautiful nude matte that I got. So let me swatch it right next to, actually a little bit away from the other red one, so I have space to swatch the creamy version of the red lipstick that I got. Okay, so there's Vuittonite right there. That's Vuittonite right there. And this is a Rouge Louis. So I love it. This is actually a rosy undertoned, kind of dusty rose undertoned nude color, which I love. That's not what I'm wearing. I'll tell you what I'm wearing. All right, so that's the other full lipstick. And then I have the 2 refills that I got to refill each of the components, you know, one red, one nude. I have the creamy satin version of one of the red lipsticks that I got. This is actually, so that's component, and here's the shade. This is in the shade, by the way, the refills say the shade name. All the lipsticks come as a component like this, and each of them will say the name right here. Actually, this reminds me again of the Chanel 31 La Rouge collection. Same scenario. They did the same thing, same kind of like refillable components, just exactly the same, almost copied exactly. I'm not saying they copied it from it, but it's, you know. Okay, so how you refill it is you take it out, take that out, the refill, and then you put the refill in, and it clicks into place, and that's it, voila. So this is actually the shade 304 Stellar Crush. This is actually technically in the pink family. No, this does not look like a pink to me. I mean, I can see why they say it, because it's kind of like a raspberry color. That's maybe why they're calling it that. By the way, every lipstick bullet has the LV embossed on it, which is cool, which is expected. So let me swatch this one right there. Again, I will be applying that here soon. I will go into daylight application here in a second. So this is a beautiful raspberry red. This now is the satin formula. Did you guys see that? So this is the first shade that I swatched, that's satin formula. These 2 are the velvety matte, and this one is the creamy satin. Now I'm about to swatch a nude in satin, creamy satin formula here in a second. So that's that. Let me now switch it out to the satin lipstick, nude shade that I bought in a satin formula. All right, here it is. So this one is in the shade 106 Dune Explorer. Same sort of, so it comes with a little cap, the refills. You take it off and you switch it out like this, as easy as that. And here it is. This is the nude shade in Dune Explorer that I got in the satin, creamy satin formula. So let me swatch this next to the other shades here. So here it is. I can't see straight. There you go. So there it is. So that is Dune Explorer in the creamy satin. So Dune Explorer in creamy satin. This is Vuittonite in velvety matte. This is Stellar Crush in the creamy satin, and this is a Rouge Louis in the velvety matte formula. Okay, so those are the 4 shades that I bought. And you guys, the balms I know for sure of this collection, which I didn't buy any of because I wanted to try the balms on like at a boutique first before I ordered them, because they're not going to be anything like a groundbreaking thing. I already have a lot of Chanel balms, I have a lot of Dior, I have so many, you know, like even some of the most expensive collections I have balms from. So I just didn't want to invest in it until I heard a little bit more about the balm formula. And if it's like some ordinary balm, which maybe just a slightly better look, I don't know if it's worth the investment, but I think I'm gonna end up buying at least one balm. I should have, I'm regretting it now. But I know the balms for sure have hyaluronic acid and shea butter. And these lipsticks for sure as well, especially the satin, creamy satin formula, definitely feel like they have hyaluronic acid, also possibly shea butter as well. But I'm not 100% sure, but I know that they have skincare ingredients in them. Remember the 31 La Rouge collection had gardenia oil in it. Okay, these have shea butter and hyaluronic acid. 31 La Rouge had gardenia oil and I believe hyaluronic acid as well. Oh, also they gave me samples with each purchase right here. A bag full of samples. These are all lipstick samples. So they come like this. So there are shades in here that I didn't buy, so I'm very excited to try them. This is how the samples come. So there are some shades, like there are several of these here samples that I can try and decide what more shades that I want to get. I'm really happy about that I'm able to try more shades before I buy more. Okay, let's address the elephant in the room before we move on to sharing my accessories I bought and then also cutting away to the daylight application of all the makeup. These are expensive, okay? This one with the component eyeshadow palette, the quad with the component is $250. Cha-ching! Yes, very expensive, and the refills are $92. Ouch. They can be refillable at least, so if you want to, you can just buy one component and just buy refills. But I think I'm gonna buy another component and a couple of refills. So overall 4 eyeshadow quads down the road, now that I have decided that I do like them. I'll tell you why I like them and what, there's a lot to share, okay? All right, so yeah, $250. And lipstick with the component and the refill together is $160. Ouch. And the refills are $69. The refills, $69. Ouch. Now, Chanel lipsticks, this is way more than the makeup prices of the other fashion houses like Christian Dior lipstick. Average lipstick is $40 to $50, while higher 30 to 50s, and like balms and lipsticks. And Chanel same way, 30 to 50 lipstick price range, but special editions like 31 La Rouge it cost me $200. That their lipstick was $200. Now that is what this reminds me of. So they're going for like that special edition prices, right? So I really think this is comparable to the Chanel 31 La Rouge collection, which cost $200 a lipstick, and the refills, I forget now what they were, something like 90 something also, like either $90 or something around that. So very comparable to the 31 La Rouge prices. That was just lipstick though, that collection. So now the eyeshadow quad, if that 31 La Rouge had eyeshadow palettes, I would assume it would have cost about the same. All right, so let's move on to sharing the accessories I bought, and then we will cut away to the daylight application. And here is the first accessory I bought. This is a hint, spoiler alert, makeup pouch. So this collection had several accessories. So there was like a lipstick trunk that was like exuberant. It was like $2,700, something crazy like that for a small trunk. Come on, that was crazy. I wasn't gonna get that. But there was also like a monogram lipstick case and epi leather lipstick cases and cosmetic pouches. Now the monogram cosmetic pouches have already existed, although they included that in this collection. That the only monogram piece that's new in this collection well, they're not the only piece. Like that type of piece is the lipstick case, which I couldn't get my hands on. It sold out in the first 2 seconds. I was a little lollygaggy that morning, you guys. I should have like hurried up a little bit, but I will get a hold of them. Trust me, I will get that. But I did get a hold of it in epi leather. I'll show you that here in a minute. But what I'm trying to say is the only monogram pieces that are new were the lipstick trunk. There was also a brush set and a blotting card holder thing and the monogram lipstick pouch. Those were like the new pieces, monogram, that didn't already exist, all in canvas. And then they also had epi leather pieces, which is what I got a hold of. So I got the cosmetic pouch in the PM size, this is, in the epi leather red. This is called Rouge, was it Rouge Louis, I want to say was the name, but it has the LV right here, just like all the other epi leather pieces. This is, you guys know, very, very hardy, very durable material, the epi leather, and expensive too. Zipper is like butter because it's made in France, you guys, and the interior is beautiful, beautiful red, which is why I bought the epi leather version in red, because I wanted that red interior. It says made in France, Louis Vuitton, made in France right there. Love this piece. I would forever adore this piece. I had to have this piece because I would love to have this like in red. Red is my favorite color, if you didn't know. All right, the next piece I got is this right here. What do you think it is? Of course, it is the lipstick pouch they released in epi leather, and of course it's in the red. Okay, now this one also has the LV. Does it have the LV here? It does. It has LV right there, and it's in red. Rouge Louis, I want to say, is the name for the red piece. There's that little card in there, the textile card in there, and this is in epi leather. And the interior for this one, it's not wipeable. This is kind of like a suede or microfiber interior, and this one is actually made in Italy, you guys. And I don't know if that's why, but this one, the zipper is not as amazing. Actually, it's now smooth because of this little corner. It was a little not, you know, kind of stuck earlier. But anyway, yeah, I just prefer made in France pieces. This is microfiber type of cloth in here. And the makeup pouch is actually in the same wipeable interior as you would get in the Damier bin makeup pouches. Same. And it has a little pocket I forgot to show you, which has the textile card in here, the slip pocket right there, just like you would get in any other PM size or GM size or MM size cosmetic pouch. All right, you guys, and then this one, of course, the little lipstick pouch, gosh, this got tangled, comes with this beautiful, beautiful, gorgeous, very weighty chain here. It's actually quite hefty. D-ring at the end, just like any other kind of, like, you know, like the regular Louis Vuitton key pouches. It's kind of like the same deal. This is kind of like a key pouch that's like the Gucci key pouch that was a little thicker on the bottom. That's what it kind of looks like. So I definitely need to get a hold of this in the monogram print, the canvas. I am going to, okay? Until then, I have these two also. So this chain is a little longer than what I remember. The where are my cosmetic pouch? I'm sorry, my key pouches. I have a ton of them in all kinds of prints. I feel like this is longer than the usual key pouch. Let me get one of my key pouches. You can see here's my black multicolor key pouch, which I haven't even revealed to you yet. This is supposed to be hauled in a birthday haul part 2. I haven't even done that, but I just wanted to show you how this is the same length as all other key pouches. Do you see how the chain is really kind of tiny and short, whereas this is really thick and really, really long? Do you see that? So that's a big difference. This is how all the key pouches are. This just happens to be in silver hardware. The other ones are in gold, mostly the ones I have. So yeah, this is a very thick chain, and it's long. We're gonna start with the fabulous Louis Vuitton eyeshadow quad, okay? So as I showed you before, it pushes out like this, and then you have this LV shortly print there, and you open it up and it slides, and you open it up, and there, and you open it up, and there she is right there. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous component, so weighty and very, very luxurious feeling. And here is the color story that I got so far. I wanted to try, like I said, I wanted to try one quad first and see how I feel about it. If it's like what, you know, I expect it to be for $250, and then order more. Okay, so this is the 450 Cosmic Dreams. So this is what I got, Cosmic Dreams, and there's a really beautiful, gorgeous shadow right there, that dark purple that is screaming my name, and I'm wearing for this look. And yeah, this is my closet, by the way, you guys, which is totally empty right now. Like I said, I've hired a closet company to come and do this room for me. It's gonna take a month, okay? So in a month, I cannot wait to share with you guys my fabulous new custom closet. Anyway, we're gonna start with this really deep shade right there. It looks like it's a matte shade. I just realized that there's not a whole lot of kick up. Did you guys see where I tapped my brush? Not a lot of kick up at all. Now with Chanel shadows, there's absolutely no kick up most of the time at all. There's a tiny bit with this, but it's not bad at all, you guys. Now can you see? I brought you super close, and by the way, as you guys always know, I always film in natural daylight. So this is natural daylight coming through my window here. So this is no filters, no artificial lighting. This is all natural. This is what it looks like in real life, with no bells and whistles, just natural daylight and no artificial lighting, no filters, no none of that, okay? Ooh, that blended out like a dream, like poof, okay? It blended out like poof, essentially. Look at that. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Do you see that? The way that blended out. I'm gonna bring it a little higher here so I get a large lid look here. Woo, you guys, so far very impressed with the quality. This is what I was expecting for this price, and I'm seeing it, and I'm very happy to report that it met my expectations in terms of the formula, the matte shadow formula here. Wow, look at the way it blended like a dream. Do you guys see it? I'm looking down at my viewfinder. Like I said, this is an empty room, you guys, so I'm working with very little here. I don't have a table or anything like that. And then I'm gonna go with a very tapered brush like this, as you guys can see, and I'm gonna go into this shadow right there, and then I'm gonna take that. Again, very minimal kick up there, and I'm gonna take that on the tip of my brush, and I'm going to go in the crease there, create almost a little bit of a crease there with it. So right there, I'm gonna just create an artificial kind of like line that, and I'm gonna blend it out later, don't worry. So that I just want to put in right in the crease there. Actually, now I'm gonna repeat the same on the other eye before I go any further with the whole look. So I'm gonna, you know, put that darker shade again on the outer corner of my eyelid, right there. Pardon the noise in my house. We have a very large house, and most of the furniture are not in the house yet. So everything echoes like a cathedral, you guys. So there'll be a ton of noise of my little son screaming, probably mostly, is what you're going to hear. Okay, there it is. Oh my God, did it blend like a dream? And then I'm gonna go back to that shade that I just did put in my crease. So I'm gonna go into the crease with that color on this side as well. So I'm looking here and I'm gonna even it out. Oh my god, you guys, do you see that? Wow, wowie, wowie, wowie. And then I'm gonna pick up my trusty Sonia G Builder Pro. We're gonna go into this super stunning shade right there. Did you see how it picked up color? Watch that, watch that. Okay, and I'm gonna put that right, just right next to the center of the lid. I'll do another close-up here soon once I'm done. Actually, I'm gonna put it a little bit over the center lid. Actually, you know what? Just decided to put it all over the center lid because this is a nighttime look anyway. So I decided to put that shade on the center lid because I'm gonna put the lightest shade on the inner half of my, or inner 1/3 of my eyelid, and I'm gonna put it in the under the brow, on the brow bone, to highlight the brow bone. Oh my god, now I really want to capture the sunlight, so let me see if I can do this. Oh my god, do you see that? I'm gonna get this below a little bit and I'm gonna try to catch the sunlight. Do you see guys that? Do you see that? You see that? Okay, now I'm gonna take you back up. All right, that's absolutely gorgeous. And I'm gonna turn the brush the other side. And I'm gonna go with this lightest beautiful shade there. And it picked up really nicely. And I'm gonna go into the inner part of my eyelid there. Ooh, pretty. Pretty, pretty, pretty. That is pretty. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful, you guys. Oof. Now I'm gonna bring the other shade, turn the brush and bring the other shade and kind of blend them together. Like that. Oh my gosh, that is pretty. I'm gonna bring this down again and try to catch the sunlight there. Do you see that? Okay, let me bring this back up. Now I'm gonna go under the lower lash line with that darker shade right there. And then I'm gonna put that on the very end of the eye there, lower lash line. Then I'm gonna go back to the beautiful shade there. And then I'm gonna put that on the rest of the middle 2/3 of the eye. And then I'm gonna go back to that really like light shade, and then put that in the beginning corner, 1/3. Okay, so I'm gonna do that same thing on the other eye. I'm not gonna blow out the bottom lash line. I'm not gonna blend it out. I'm gonna leave it like that. Then I'm gonna take a flat shaded brush and go back to that lightest shade and put that on the brow bone there, under the brow. There you go. And then same on this side. There you go. Oh my god, that's so pretty. Oh my god, you guys, this is so pretty. By the way, every time I close this compact, watch this. It's very nice closure. Okay, I'm going to do my top lash line, the eyeliner, in using a Chanel purple eyeliner because Louis Vuitton obviously hasn't come out with eyeliners yet. They will, so I'm pretty sure of it. So I feel like a black liquid liner would be too harsh for this look, since it's a very bold look for going out at night. So I'm just gonna use this to do a wing liner without it being too harsh. So I'm gonna go along my top lash line and up here so that it is subtle and it blends in mostly with the eyeshadow. And then I'm gonna also apply that on my waterline. That kind of looks like a little bit smoky along the lash line from doing that. So you see the difference between the two eyes. Okay, so I'm gonna do the same on this. There you go. A little bit easier to see on this side because of the lighting. There you go. Hope you guys can see that. There you go. And I'm gonna do the lower lash line with it as well. There you go. So there you have it. Now I'm gonna go apply mascara and I'll be right back. Alright you guys, I'm back with mascara on. So that's what it looks like. Alright, so let's put the lipstick on. So for the first two shades that I have, I'm going to use a Chanel red lip liner because the first two shades are going to be red, in the red family. So let me line my lips. Alright. And here is the first one. This is 854 Rouge Louis. So this is the matte, velvety matte shade that I got in a red shade. So I got a velvety matte in a nude and in a red, and then I got a creamy satin in a red and a nude. Okay, so this is the first shade. So this part of the video got deleted, you guys, so I had to film this again, and in doing so I ended up gouging this first lipstick's part and that part. It got a little squished there, sorry, but this is such a beautiful shade. You know what this reminds me of? Okay, I'll tell you what it reminds me of. Let me put it on first. This is a sort of a neutral red. It's not a blue red per se, but also not a warm red. But if this had been a little bit more of a blue red, this shade reminds me of Pat McGrath Labs brand Elson lipstick, don't you guys think? And to be quite honest, I see similarities between Pat McGrath Labs Velvet Matte formula and this, but this one is more elevated because of all the skincare ingredients. I think this feels smoother, velvetier, a little bit more buttery than the Pat McGrath Labs. They can get pretty dry. The Pat McGrath Labs ones can get dry. The Velvet Mattes can get a little dry over time especially, but I don't see this getting dry over time. Alright, now for the creamy satin shade in the red shade that I got. So this actually they have categorized on the Louis website as a pink, but it's not, it's a red. They probably call it a pink because it's kind of a raspberry red. So what I'm talking about is the next shade. This is the 304 Stella Crush, and this one is this beautiful, beautiful raspberry red. It's absolutely gorgeous. So gorgeous. I love this shade. This is probably my favorite out of all 4 shades that I got. So it looks really red to me, as you can see here. This is how it looks in the light, and this is how it looks in the shade right there. And it actually, every refill has the name right there in little white lettering. So this is 304 Stella Crush, and that looks absolutely gorgeous right there. So let me swatch it here for you guys. In the light it's gonna look weird and not the right shade, but that's Stella Crush and that's Rouge Louis. And let me get it to the light, shade, and there's Stella Crush up there. That's Rouge Louis. Let me apply this now. Look at that. It's gorgeous. Again, this is in the pink family, but this is not. This is quite red to my eyes. Do you guys see that? There it is in the shade. So beautiful. It's so creamy, but at the same time not. It glides right on and very opaque. You can tell it's very moisturizing and it's gonna last a long time. Okay, now I'm gonna go in with a brown or a nude liner. This is my Estee Lauder liner. And I'm gonna try the nude shades. And here is the nude lipstick number 1. This is 110 Vuittonite. Okay, so same fleur-de-lis design and everything, obviously. Same component. And this is what she looks like. And here it is in the shade. I'm going to swatch it right there. Vuittonite. There it is in the sunlight. There it is in the shade. Beautiful. It's like it has a warm undertone, actually. Yeah, it's kind of like a rosy warm undertone that it has. Oh yeah, woo. So pretty. Oh, so pretty. Do you guys see that? There it is in the shade. It's like a dusty rose, but with a warm undertone. If not neutral, definitely not cool undertone, you know? So that's Vuittonite. All right, now I'm gonna switch to the satin formula in the nude shade that I have. So lipstick number 1, Rouge Louis, was the matte formula red, and then Stella Crush was the satin formula red, although they call it a pink formula, which I don't think it is pink, honestly. I think it's a red shade. And then now I'm gonna put the satin formula that I got. It is 106 Dune Explorer. So there she is. This is the satin formula nude that I got. Here it is in the shade. I'm gonna take off this lipstick and put this one on. Okay, so I took off the matte formula nude in Vuittonite, and I'm gonna go in with the satin formula nude here in Dune Explorer. There you go. Ooh, this is like almost like a rosy nude. Dune Explorer on me. Very plushy, plump looking formulas. I feel like it fills in every line of my lip and like make them look like pillows. What do you guys think? And here it is, Dune Explorer swatched in the sunlight, and here it is in the shade. That's Dune Explorer in the satin formula, the nude shade. This is Vuittonite in the matte formula. This is Stella Crush in the satin formula in red or a pinky red, and this is Rouge Louis in the matte formula in red. So those are the 4 shades of lipsticks that I got, you guys. Oh my gosh. So good, so good. Okay, you guys, what are my final thoughts? So I have to say that these lipsticks, they are absolutely gorgeous, and they do resemble a little bit Pat McGrath Labs, her own brand's lipstick formulas. However, these are way more elevated because of the skincare ingredients, the shea butter, the hyaluronic acid, and like the formulation, the way it was done, obviously very much more high-end, and they feel comfortable. They are not even a little bit drying. They're very, very moisturizing, which is the difference between the Louis Vuitton formula and the Pat McGrath formula, because her formula is as good as this as far as the look goes, but as far as the feel goes and the lasting power and all that goes, I think the Louis ones are better because of the expensive skincare ingredients that are, you know, baked into these. Whereas like the Pat McGrath matte formula, for example, they look kind of similar to these. They have the same finish, but they are drying, especially over time. The matte formula of hers kind of gets dry, whereas this is not going to do that, and I can already tell that because this one feels so moisturizing, so comfortable on the lips. This one I'm now wearing in this video is of course the satin formula. The Dune Explorer is what I have on, and the satin formula is very, very buttery. Buttery is the word, okay? So I think while they resemble Pat McGrath's own formula, I don't think they're the same in that way. And as far as the eyeshadow palette goes, I absolutely adore it. Absolutely adore it. The difference between this and Pat McGrath's own brand is that this one is more on the sophisticated side. Not that hers isn't. Hers are beautiful. Adore her eyeshadow formula. I have almost all of her mothership palettes. What I mean is that this is like the same kind of finish or look as the Chanel eyeshadow quads. They're not very blingy, they're not very shiny, they're not very shimmery. Yes, occasionally Chanel would make a shadow or two that are kind of sparkly, shimmery. But what I mean is its finish of it looks a little bit more elevated, sophisticated, even though this is a very strong night out color story that I'm wearing. It's still a little bit more elevated. So black tie event appropriate, theater, opera, night out look that I'm wearing. That sort of, you know, occasion is what I would be wearing this eyeshadow palette. Quad 2, it's the component is to die for. Absolutely love it. Very weighty, love that, and I love the fact that they are refillable, all of them. And as far as the small leather goods, the epi leather lipstick pouch and the cosmetic case, I absolutely adore them. And guess what? I'm going to buy an Ulma PM in epi leather on the pre-loved market because they don't make it anymore to go with them. That's not what a rational person would do. A rational person would buy a cosmetic pouch and the other one in monogram to go with what I already have. But no. I buy the accessories first and then buy the bag to go with it, okay? Anyway, you guys, absolutely love this collection. Please let me know down in the comment section your thoughts of it. Are you going to spend $250 on a eyeshadow quad, $160 on a lipstick? Even refills are expensive. Are you going to spend your money there? And also, what do you think about the small leather goods that came out with this collection? Let me know down in the comment section. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. It really helps me build my community. And of course, don't forget to follow me on Instagram and the other one. Now check out my Instagram reel where I first unboxed this collection. And of course, I am about to bring you a fabulous part 2 of my massive $20,000, now actually turned out to be, it's more than that, massive Louis Vuitton birthday haul number 2, or part 2 is coming your way. Stay tuned for that. Next video will be a fragrance video. I'm very excited to bring you that video as well. I will see you guys in my next video. By the way, I forgot to show you the dress I'm wearing with this look. So this is the dress I'm wearing with this look today, guys. I love this dress. Yeah, purple, very fall.